Hey guys, and welcome to another video. I hope you guys are doing really well. Today's video is just one all about ideas for a gap year. This can be quite helpful for those in a gap year, like myself, or maybe you're in year 13 and you're planning on taking a gap year, or maybe you're like, I don't really know if I want one, but these ideas sound kind of good and I might want to do them anyway. So here you go. So first of all, the main thing that I know I had to do, and I know lots and lots of other people are doing right now, is finding a job. Whether this be for you so you can save up to buy a car, or you want to save up a little bit for uni, or you want to save up for traveling, whatever it is that you want your money for, this is probably the best way to do it, by getting a job. And also you've got so much free time now, you've got no school or anything, it's just like 9 to 5 is all kind of clear for you now, so this is the perfect time to be earning money. I don't know about you guys, but I've never had to apply for a job before. I was working as a teaching assistant between year 11 and 13 at my local kind of performing arts school, but because I was there, I went for like a whole 10 years, my principal was just like, oh, do you want to help look after the little ones for a few hours a week? And I just did that. I went there, I worked, I got paid, really simple, no interview, nothing really formal. And so I found it really weird. In September, I was like, I want a job. I need to apply for a job. I have to properly think about it. I made my CV 2 years ago and I don't think I've ever actually given it out, just because there's nowhere that I really need to give it out to. And so yeah, I had to proper clean up my CV and I had to look for a job, and I definitely recommend Indeed. It's where I looked for jobs, and a lot of the jobs, I will admit, are kind of top end, more people with degrees and extra qualifications as opposed to just A-levels. But there are definitely some jobs which are catered towards kind of school leavers and things like that, so do check on it. And one particular job that I applied to and I managed to get, and I know lots of my friends are thinking of going into, is tutoring, because it's just something that is, I know some people say it's really easy. I personally find it really fun. I love working with children and I quite enjoy teaching. And so I was still, even saying that, I was still a bit nervous, but I applied anyway. I was like, this sounds good. I applied, I had a little phone interview, and then I got to go to a trial, and I've been there for just over a month now, and it's really good. I absolutely love it so much. Currently I'm tutoring maths to children from about 4 and 5 all the way to about 12, and it's only about 6 hours a week, but it's a really great 6 hours. I'm really lucky it's a job that I properly enjoy. I've got friends who have tutored before and they've just hated it. They've just been like, oh my god, I did nothing that whole day. And it was like £5 an hour, which is a bit crappy, but hopefully because we're 18, the price will be better for you guys. But honestly, if you go to a nice company, which, do the kind of teaching that you enjoy, and you have nice kids, which hopefully you will, and the pay's good, I think you could really enjoy it. And especially if, it's usually just up to GCSE maths, so I think usually if you have a B, an A and A star in maths, that's enough to tutor. Similar-ish kind of for English and sciences, and if you really want to go ahead and do A-levels, currently I just do it's mainly like primary school age, so it's nothing crazy or nothing really complicated. It's really simple and it's just about teaching, and I really love it. And once again, it's something I can talk about in my personal statement, in my CV, all of that kind of stuff. So I definitely recommend tutoring is something you should totally look into if you kind of enjoy that kind of thing. Another thing, I suppose, is retail, which I know lots of my friends are currently doing, whether that be in supermarkets or clothes shops or whatever. It's not the most glamorous job, but it's definitely, if you want to be like, I want X amount of money by this month, this is a perfect way of doing it. And also hopefully it can be quite local to you as well, so you don't need to spend too much on transport. And usually with those kind of jobs, go onto websites of those companies, go onto their jobs bit or careers bit, and hopefully they have a vacancy somewhere near you, and get applying, really. And the final one I've got is maybe you can do something kind of related to your degree or whatever you want to go into. Lots of people I know who want to do medicine or dentistry have applied to be healthcare assistants, which is a really great job. If you think about it, you're getting that experience of being in a hospital day to day, without even having a degree or anything, and that's something that's really great to put in your personal statement and talk about in interviews that show that you spent your year really well. And similarly, if you can do that kind of thing for other degrees and other kind of things that you want to, like, hopefully try and get more experience in your sector that you want to go into, or you can do what I did and just choose a completely random job. And so next month I am actually joining, it's going to sound so random, honestly it is, I am going to be an elf in a Santa's grotto in Harrods in London. It's a bit random, I'm not gonna lie. I saw the job like last month, I think, and I was like, oh, sounds fun, I might as well apply. I applied for it, had a little video interview, had to go to the assessment centre, got a call back yesterday, and I got the job. I'm really excited because it's like I get to dress up as an elf and talk to kids all day, and it's a bit like being in the film Elf. Obviously I'm a bit nervous because it's Harrods and the standard is like here, probably even higher. But it's something really random, isn't it? Like, no one expects to be an elf, but I just happen to have kind of a performing arts background and also worked with kids like in the past. And so it just kind of worked well. So don't feel like you need to go for a certain job. If there's something that just happens to suit you, go for it, give it a try, you might just get it. So yeah, that's all about getting a job. Another thing lots of people are deciding to do is volunteering. This is such a great thing. I know lots of people are like, oh, it's so much effort and I'm not going to get paid. That's true. But what you get out of volunteering is so much. Not even just like that, oh, it's fun, or I meet new people, but generally the skills that you pick up, those skills can be great for future jobs and things like that. Even if if you can, get the volunteering similar to what you want to do. So for example, volunteering in a hospital if you want to go do med or something like that, or a charity, even just like things that aren't directly linked. Just the fact that you're volunteering, loads of like employers and stuff find that really great, and loads of unis as well will like that. And it's a nice way to spend your gap year, I suppose. And it's really interesting. My sister, when she took her gap year, she wasn't too sure what she wanted to do, and she saw there was a volunteering position at a local farm near us, and it's like a little business, and so she decided to volunteer there, and she really enjoyed it. And so she did her civil engineering degree, and kind of because of that experience of volunteering at the farm, she really enjoyed the whole like organic and everything. She now wants to go into a profession that's all about sustainable living, and it's so crazy because that was something that she did on her gap year just a bit randomly, and that kind of totally influenced what she wants to do now. So that's what I'm saying, something like volunteering, it might not be a job, but it can definitely give you some inspiration for what you want to do in the future. So just think about that. In terms of websites, Do It is really good. It has loads of stuff about vacancies for volunteer positions in your local community. I think there's a website, something like volunteer jobs, something like that. Just do a little Google search and I'm sure you'll find it. And yeah, hopefully you find something that you really enjoy. Another thing is all about new hobbies. I saw someone commented in last week's video about, why don't you learn an instrument? Like, that would be great. Honestly, that sounds really good. I would do it, it's just that I'm really not an instrumental person. Like, I tried learning the piano so many times when I was younger and I was like, I don't like this, and I just didn't want to do it at all. Even sports as well, to be honest. However, saying that, I have decided to do something new, and my sister, my mum and I have all decided to join a salsa class, and we do that once a week, and we all have done some kinds of dance before, but salsa is something totally different, definitely inspired by Strictly, but it's really enjoyable, it's really nice. It's nothing totally unfamiliar, but still something new. And it's really great, and I'm really happy I'm learning something new. So I definitely recommend that to you guys. Try doing something new, whether that be something completely different or something a little bit similar but you haven't tried it before. Go ahead, give it a try. And there are also loads of really great courses as well if that's something you're interested in doing. I think FutureLearn is the website. They have courses online. I think they're free to do. You just have to pay for the certificate, and they're courses on anything and everything. And it's really, really great. Look into it. It's all online. And that's FutureLearn. Check them out. Another thing lots of people are doing, including me, is learning how to drive, which is a little bit of a struggle. It's a good struggle though, I think. Basically, before this year I was like, I couldn't care less about driving. I don't really care about it. I don't know if I want to do it. Like, it makes no impact on my life. I wasn't particularly keen, basically. Then the gap year came along and my dad signed me up for an intensive driving course, aka 30 hours in 2 weeks. I had 3 hours of driving today. I've got 3 hours tomorrow. Do you get where I'm coming from? Oh my gosh, it's like, in terms of moods, like, you're happy because you're doing it all well. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad at myself. I don't know about you guys, but I get so frustrated and properly beat myself up when I do things wrong. And so something like driving, like, I had one lesson, like, last week where I just completely was exhausted and there were tears in my eyes and I was like, I can't do this, I hate this. And then I had a day like today where I loved it and I was like, I feel so happy with myself, I'm learning. So yeah, definitely recommend that to you guys. You have this time. You don't need to do an intensive course. You can do an hour a week, whatever you like. But just think about it. If you wanted to drive, this is kind of a perfect time. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing. And my test is in a week, which is crazy considering I started last week. If I pass, if I fail, I don't know. I'll tell you in next week's video. Fingers crossed I do well. But yeah, learn how to drive if that's what you want to do. It's a great time to do it. Another thing is work experience or an internship. Work experience, once again, really good. If you can, try and get it in the field you want, aka a hospital for me, or I don't know if there's a particular firm or an agency or some kind of organisation you want to do. And like internships as well. I was looking at the Red Cross and I even had like an interview to do an internship at the Red Cross, and then I kind of just got busy and couldn't go, which is really sad. But yeah, internships are out there. They take loads and loads of time to find it. Trust me, they're not easy to get, but do a little work. Lots of charities as well do internships, so definitely check that out. And so yeah, think about that. Once again, you're not getting paid, oh no, but it's experience, it's skills, it's understanding what it's like in those positions, situations. See if you like it. If you do, great. If not, rule it out. Another thing to do is travelling, aka classic gap year. Because I have to work mainly during this year, hopefully might have interviews and then exams and all of that, I'm kind of leaving my travelling, hopefully, for summer, around about July and August kind of time. And I know lots of other people who similar position are also doing that. If you're like, I have no exams to look at, definitely, if you want to, go ahead, go earlier. What I know lots of people do is they work September to like January or a bit longer and then travel all the time after until it starts for uni. Really great. You can do like 6 months, 4 months, whatever you like, and go crazy, go do your thing. In terms of where I'm hoping to go, I'm not entirely sure yet. ICS actually is a really good website. Check it out if you're thinking of volunteering and you want somewhere which hopefully isn't too expensive, but also something which is like a legitimate company. It's government funded, it's ICS. You just do a little application and they get back to you really quickly. They're really great. And they seem really good. So yeah, in terms of where I'm thinking, I really don't mind, to be honest. I went Cambodia this year, loved it, would love to go back. Even Europe as well, like there's so many places in Europe I haven't been, love to do that. Only thing is, I'm someone who hates, like travelling alone's a bit scary for me. Like I'm like, I don't know, anything could happen. So I'd have to get myself a group and then go do my travelling. But yeah, so that's one really great idea. Once again, save up for it by getting yourself a job. Next one, I just put find yourself. Of course, the kind of, what you do in your gap year kind of thing. And I definitely mock it so much. But honestly, I think a little bit of it's true, just finding out kind of who you are, which sounds a bit weird. But I think it's just, this is a year where you're just really independent. And whether you're someone who was independent and mature before or not, you definitely become more. And you just kind of learn what you like, what you don't like. I don't want to say this, but kind of who you're really close to in terms of friends. Like I've had some friends who have messaged me who are, they're away at uni, but every now and then they message being like, hey, are you okay? And that, for me, that means a lot. And so, you find really great friends. And yeah, you just discover new things. You decide to do new things, get new hobbies. and you just become yourself a little bit more. And maybe, you know, that's through getting a new job or going abroad. You just become a little bit more into yourself, and you know who you are a little bit more. Maybe not completely find yourself, but you just find parts of yourself. So yeah, and one thing that I'm doing, part of the whole find yourself, I have booked a theatre ticket. To be fair, it was £5. And I'm going to see it next week by myself. I'm going to London on my own, sitting, watching a great play, coming home on my own. And that's something I think last year I probably wouldn't have done, just because I was like, oh, that's so sad, why would you go by yourself? But like, it's one thing, I want to get used to that feeling. And I think it's really important for myself to be like, it's okay to be alone. It's, you know, it's not okay to be lonely and feeling all crappy, but it's okay to be alone, and being able to kind of differentiate both of them, and seeing being alone is not a negative thing, it's just being with yourself. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I'm doing that next week, and hopefully it goes well. And the final thing I've written is revise, because unfortunately I gotta revise. I'm planning on getting a tutor, I'm planning on getting my revision started. Of course, I've been busy with UCAS and work, but yeah, that's definitely top priority. And the last thing I've written is just generally for anyone on a gap year, especially if it wasn't expected and because you missed out on your grades, I just want to say a little reminder, because I have to remind myself every day as well, you have not failed. You are not a failure. Even if you got 3 U's or 3 A stars, you haven't failed. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I find that kind of difficult, and like I struggle to come to terms with the fact that, you know, I haven't failed. You know, I got 3 B's, they're not awful grades. You know, some people will be crazy happy with those grades. I'm just like, it wasn't what I wanted. But there are definitely days where I wake up going, oh, I just failed, everything's just went wrong. And it's just understanding that actually, no, you haven't failed. You know, life's just taken a different turn, and you're going with it, and you're going to make the best out of this situation and do the most that you can. And you're going to learn, and you're going to grow, and all that wonderful stuff. And yeah, like I said, just I really want to kind of hit that hard that you haven't failed, okay? Because I know I get really crappy about that. So I just want to make sure everyone knows you have not failed. You're just doing something a little bit different to what you had planned. And I'm sure, I'm positive good things are coming your way. Okay, that is all from me. If you have any more videos suggestions, drop them below. Any gap year ideas, please let me know. That rhymed. My social media is @_Manisha P. That is everything from me. Check out my YouTube channel, bit of a fangirl. I just posted a new video. I'm actually getting on top of these. And yeah, that's everything from me. I hope you're loving life. I hope you're doing good, and I shall see you very soon. Bye!